What's up, y'all? We're here to talk about the results. Not really results, because we're not going to talk results, but we're here to talk about our journey and where we're at in Forex for the month of April. You know, April started out the first week on a demo account, got set up, got going, got trading, easy peasy. Then the second week of April, we ran the default settings that the software comes with. All right. Um, there are settings that the software will come with, and you can adjust those or you can leave them as they are. There is some guidance on how to use different settings. And then there's some things you'll come up with to to get a different result. And then the third week there was a, how can I say, a mix up. I didn't add funds when I should have added funds because I switched over to a different strategy, and that strategy we're calling is the cash flow strategy. And with the cash flow strategy is the goal at the beginning was to start out with $1,000, and every week we'll pull out our profit, move it over to our wallet, and start the next week with $1,000. So each week we're going to start it with $1,000. Where, well, that third week there was a huge swing in the market, and when there's a huge swing, you would slide money into your account to give it some room, to give it a buffer, to give it more liquidity to handle that swing so that the software can trade and then trade you out of it. Well, I didn't move the money over for it. So, but lesson learned, because um, now as a group, we're not just going to start with $1,000 anymore. Now it's either going to be 1,500 or $2,000, and I decided to just be to do it with $2,000 because I'm a person who works, so I can't be at home monitoring monitoring my account like that to see that when it moves, or if there is a huge move, then I go in and do the transfer money from the wallet, the internal wallet that's on the broker, because you have your internal wallet and then you have your trading account. So you can move money in between. So since I'm at work, I won't necessarily see immediately when that huge spike up or huge spike down happens. So my my goal is, and anybody I talk to that utilizes this strategy, is just do 2,000. Just do 2,000. That way you'll definitely have the liquidity and giving the software room to breathe. And so um, I'm happy with the performance for those same settings and this cash flow strategy for what I've been seeing in May. Even though this video is not about May, but um, I'm happy with it. Even with the mix up on what I did in a portion of April, that was a human error. So that's an easy fix, and that's the beauty of this. Settings that you are in control of, and you get to tinker. You get to tinker with shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like the beauty of it. And then knowing that you still have the company default settings that you can go back to if you want to. Just log in, change the numbers, and go back to those settings. So 1 week you can run whatever settings you want. But my goal is to continue utilizing this cash flow strategy on one particular account, and then later on I'll have another account and I'll be using some settings that are sort of similar to the default settings, but that would be the long term. I'll call it my long term account, and it'll be a little more conservative than what I'm doing with the cash flow strategy account. Because even though the cash flow strategy account can sort of be looked at as risky, but when you take those same settings as the default settings, and we have an Excel spreadsheet that will sort of like calculate the risk for you, you take both of those settings and you plug them into the Excel spreadsheet, and the risk is essentially the same. You're just snapping or snipping profits quicker. So, and then what I'm doing is I'm looking to have a contest within my cash flow strategy and my passive Forex. And so that's what I'm looking at, because the passive Forex still doing what it's doing. It's just it's still doing what it's doing. You know, the passive Forex, you have professional traders utilizing their proprietary artificial intelligence software, and they're doing a bang up job. But now I'm looking to have my cash flow strategy compete against it each and every week, and then most importantly at the end of the month, because that's really what one thing I care about is the end of the month performance. Because my mindset is still as a long-term investor, so that's what I like to look at things at the end of the month. So that's where we're at for the month of April. And to wrap that up, we're looking at probably within about 3 months, I'll have the long-term Forex account set up, and I'll have that running, which means I have to buy another software license in order to run on another account, because you can only have one license on one account. So I'll end up purchasing another software license to run my long-term account. Then I have another account that'll be my cash flow strategy account, and then my passive Forex is doing its thing. And again, the key, the strategy of the cash flow strategy is every week you take your profits and you move them out of the account, and you start your week with $2,000, and if you produce profits that week, you pull out profits. If you don't, well, obviously there's nothing to pull out. So that's where we're at, and I'll wrap up this video. Y'all have a great one.